Hi everybody, welcome back. Brad from bradnewton.tv. Thank you for joining me. Where are we talking about muscle building protein powder? Do you need to take it? The short answer is no, you don't. You don't need to take protein powder. It's not a requirement. However, for most people watching this, you probably have a busy life. You probably have children. You probably work a full-time job like I do. I work in a corporate job, right? And I do this on the side, and I love doing this. You probably travel a lot. You probably have a very busy life. So therefore, trying to get the protein requirements necessary to help you build muscle, like if you're training in the gym, if you're doing like 3 days, 4, 5, 6 days a week in the gym lifting weights, your protein requirements are going to increase by double than compared to if you're watching Netflix full time or if you're, not training in the gym. So on your screen, you'll see that you'll need between zero point 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight per day in protein. That's going to be your protein requirements. And don't worry, like I haven't actually referenced any science to this, but in my protein course, I have like probably about 30 or 40 different scientific references to back up that. It's like it is like well renowned. If you are lifting weights on a regular basis, your protein requirements are going to be like some scientific references talk about it being between zero point 0.6 to zero point 0.8 grams per pound of body weight per day. Some talk about it being 1.2 grams per pound of body weight per day. Some even go as high as 1.5 grams per pound of body weight. So like it's quite high. So it's around zero point 0.8 to zero point 0.8 grams to 1 gram per pound of body weight per day, right? And so the bodybuilding rule of thumb for decades has been 1 gram per pound of body weight per day. Anyway, so I talk more about that in like another course and articles on my website, and all the science of that is on my website as well. Um, but if you're busy, then it's going to be hard to get all of your protein requirements from whole foods. It's going to be hard to get all of your protein requirements from chicken, from beef. Like if you go to MyNet Diary, where you can download this application to your phone, if you download MyNet Diary on MyFitnessPal and you type in beef and then you type in 100 grams, or you type in chicken 100 grams, it's going to be 20 grams of protein. So, like 100 grams of chicken is 20 grams of protein. Like, if you need, now, by the way, let's be very, very practical. If I'm 200 pounds, I need about 200 grams of protein every day, right? Anywhere from 170, 180 to 200 grams of protein per day. That's what I need every day. I'm training 5, 6 days a week. I need that every single day, even on my rest days. Remember that. Just because you're not training in the gym, you still need protein, even when you're resting at home. Your body needs to rebuild the muscle that you've broken down in the gym. So even on your rest days, you want to keep your protein nice and high. And it's going to be that on your screen. So if I'm 200 pounds, it's 200 grams of protein. That's a lot of chicken. That's a lot of beef. That's a lot of seafood. That's a lot of, that's a lot of like nuts. I mean, it's impractical. That's what I'm trying to get at. It's impractical. So that's why I say, no, you don't need protein powder, need it, but it's highly advisable that you do take protein powder because it's going to help you reach your protein target for the day. So that's why second point on your screen there, the 70-30 rule, what that really means, the 70-30 rule, what that means is that you're going to get 70%, you're going to get, if I mark this on your screen, you're going to, whoops, if you get 70% of, I failed art at school, clearly, you're going to get 70% of your protein for the day. It's going to come from whole food, chicken, beef, that kind of stuff, seafood, whatever. It's going to come from whole food. Maybe even 60%. If 70% is too much, go with 60%. And then the other 30 to 40% of your protein requirement is going to come from whey protein, which is the next one on your list, or casein protein, which is another type of protein, or egg protein, which is another type of egg protein. You can buy egg protein in a powdered form. So that's going to help you. And by the way, that's how supplements should be used. You go with whole foods first, and then you're going to supplement to make up the difference. That's exactly how they should be used. Protein powder should never be what you only have. It should not be the focus of your protein requirements. Whole food should be the focus of your requirements. And then the supplement which is so cliche, 30 to 40% of that should come from protein powder. To be practical, that's the only way you're going to meet your protein requirements every day, period. So like for me, 200 grams, half that's going to come from chicken or beef or whatever, and the other, 80 grams or so will come from protein shakes that I have before and after my workout. We'll get to that in just a second. So whey protein, if you have a look on your screen here, oh my God, my thing's not working. So whey protein is the most common, most popular protein supplement on the market. There's plenty of science behind its effectiveness for muscle protein synthesis and yada, yada, yada. I talk more about whey protein on my website in my online school. Go and check it out. And I've highlighted it for that reason, because it is the most popular and not the most effective, but it's certainly the most popular supplement to take to help you reach your goals of building muscle. And then casein, of course, is a protein, the other protein derived from milk. So you have whey and casein, cow's milk. So casein is it's a slower burning protein. It's something that's also very effective. You can take it before you go to bed at night. You can just take 30 grams of casein in a shaker, like before you go to bed. And then when you're sleeping, your body will have the amino acids available to it to rebuild muscle while you're sleeping. So that's why casein is particularly popular to have before you go to bed at night. And whey protein is particularly popular to have before and after your training session in the gym. And so we'll get to that in a second. And then egg protein is also very popular. It's actually the standard. It has the bioavailability of 100, which means it's essentially the standard by which all the other protein types are compared against when it comes to the body's ability to utilize that protein type to build muscle. So egg is like the gold standard. And then you've got the other types that fall below it, and they're always compared against egg protein. So egg protein is a fantastic protein type. If you can get egg white, so egg powder, egg protein powder, which is usually egg white, and it's grounded up, that's a fantastic, and I actually do have them in my cupboard. I didn't bring it with me. So you can also use egg white powder as well to supplement. And then, of course, if you're vegan, then if you're watching this, I have a vegan course. I talk about, your options, because it's one of the hardest. By the way, I was a vegan for a while. So if you're a vegan watching this, like, I totally get it. Most people that go vegan, like, they don't execute it properly. Like, with vegan, you're cutting out complete food groups. And that usually means that if you don't overcompensate, then you're going to lack particularly protein, which is the primary thing that you need when it comes to building muscle. So, a lot of vegans, they are skinny, they're not healthy looking because they haven't corrected their diet for those changes that they've made. And the biggest challenge being a vegan, and I know this from my own experience, is getting enough protein. Because it's easy to talk about chicken and beef. If you're vegan, that's not going to apply. That's not going to apply to you anymore. So it's like, where do you get your protein from? Well, you're not going to get it from broccoli, because you're not going to get enough protein from broccoli. So a lot of vegans say, well, have broccoli. I'm like, well, I guarantee you, unless you're having 4 buckets of broccoli a day, you're not getting enough protein from broccoli. So that's why it's even more paramount as a vegan to supplement with protein powder. Now, if you're watching this, you're not a vegan, you probably don't care about what I'm saying, and that's cool. But if you are a vegan, this is important. What you need to do is you need to put more of an emphasis on supplementing your protein requirements with pea protein, which is a fantastic, fantastic protein type to use. Or brown rice protein is another good one as well. You can use hemp protein, HEMP, hemp protein. Doesn't absorb very well by the body. Soy protein, which, by the way, I've deliberately crossed it out on your screen because the science is mixed relating to, it has feminizing effects in men. So if you're a male watching this and you're vegan, I do not suggest you take any kind of soy product. Only because the science is on the fence. Like, there are some science papers out there which say it's okay, some say it's not. So when we have science that kind of butts heads like that, I usually am very conservative and say just don't take it until we get very clear on what's going on there. So even as a lady watching this, I mean, look, There are cancer-reducing benefits of soy based on some research I've read. But in terms of building muscle, like if you're a lady, if you're a lady watching this and you're vegan and you want to build some muscle, you want to be toned, I don't suggest you take soy protein at all. Pea protein, brown rice protein, they are great. They are great forms of protein to supplement with. Anyway, moving on. 30 grams of protein before you work out and 30 grams of protein after you work out is based in science. There's good science out there that suggests that taking protein supplements before training and after training can help you build more muscle, particularly taking whey protein after your training session. So um, in this case, like 30 grams of protein, like 30 grams of whey protein within about 30 minutes to 40 minutes before you start training, and about 30 grams or 40 grams of protein within about, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes of your training session, after your training session. And so whey protein is particularly beneficial pre and post workout. So 30 grams and 30 grams. And so that's it. So I hope this was helpful. You don't need to take protein powder supplements, but as you can probably tell by my energy, that it's going to help you meet your daily protein requirements, period. So I do it. I take protein supplements, and I even travel with my protein supplements when I go overseas, because I train when I go. By the way, I'm going overseas in like 3 days from now, and I'll be taking my protein with me so that I can still meet my protein targets while I'm traveling. So I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, reach out to me, Brad at bradnewton.tv. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in another video.